ইউলার্স থিওরেম করেছো? ইউলার্স থিওরেম করেছো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ওটা হয়েছে।
আচ্ছা, তারপরে তোমরা ইউলার্স থিওরেমের পর তোমরা করেছো ডিফারেন্সিয়েবিলিটি। এই ডিফারেন্সিয়েবিলিটি করেছো? বলো একটু। তোমরা চেন রুল করেছো? চেন রুল বলতে পারছো না? আচ্ছা, লাস্ট ক্লাস যে হোমওয়ার্কটা দিয়েছিলাম কেউ করেছো তোমরা? কেউ করতে পেরেছো লাস্ট ক্লাসের হোমওয়ার্কটা?
না স্যার।
শুরু করো। বাকিরা সব কোথায়? ওরা সব এতগুলো লোক নেই। ঠিক আছে, লাস্ট ক্লাসের হোমওয়ার্কটা থেকে আমি স্টার্ট করছি। একটু বলবো, একটু করব। Is the board visible? Is the board visible clearly?
Yep.
Now let us start. So we have given a homework. I shall start from that homework. We have already written. দেখো, I have done till this. We have this thing u is equal to log of x plus y plus z plus log of, we have done, it is x plus omega into y plus omega square z plus log of x plus omega square y plus omega into z. This was u after simplification. So first, this is number one question. So let us find del u del x and del u del y, del u del z. Let us find it. So del u by del x is equal to del u by del x. This is 1 by x plus y plus z plus this is 1 by x plus omega y plus omega square z. This derivative is with respect to x derivative মানে 1 by x plus omega square y plus omega into z. Similarly, del u del y মানে with respect to y derivative, so it is 1 divided by x plus y plus z plus with respect to y derivative মানে derivative log is 1 by x plus omega y plus omega square z into this is omega plus it is omega square divided by x plus omega square y plus omega z. If we differentiate with respect to z, del u del z is equal to 1 by x plus y plus z omega square divided by x plus omega y plus omega square z. It is omega divided by x plus omega square y plus omega z. So if we add them, then what are you getting? Del u del x plus del u del y plus del u del z. This is equal to, what are we getting? If we add them, then these three addition will give you 3 divided by x plus y plus z plus this addition will become 0 because 1 plus omega square is 0 and third one is also 0 since 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. That is why it is 0. So this was the first question. Second question is del 2 del x2 plus del 2 del y2 plus del 2 del z2. This of u is equal to this. So now I shall find del 2 u del x2. Second question. Number 2. Second question. This thing. Del 2 u del x2 মানে its derivative. This is minus of this square. Its derivative with respect to x is minus of this square. Its derivative is minus of this square. Del 2u del y2 is minus of this square. This is minus of with respect to y derivative and it is omega square. This square with respect to y derivative. So here we get omega to the power 4. Omega to the power 4 মানে actually omega cube into omega. This omega cube is 1. So we are getting only omega. So minus of omega by this square. Now del 2u del z2. Del 2u del z2. It is minus of this square. This will be minus of with respect to z derivative. Here we get omega to the power 4. And again omega to the power 4 মানে it is omega. So this will give you a omega divided by this square. And here we get minus of omega square by this. Now if we add them, we will get del 2u del x2 plus del 2u del y2 plus del 2u del z2. So only we get these three addition. So it is minus of 3 by x plus y plus z whole square. And remaining parts will be 0 because 1 plus omega square is 0. Now third part. Third sum is this. That third part was this thing. Third sum was this thing. This is del x plus del y plus del z, this whole square of u. You have to find it. This means actually it is del x plus del y plus del z, this of del x plus del y plus del z of u. So this is equal to this we have done in sum number 1. So this is del x plus it is del y plus del z. This we have done, this means 3 divided by x plus y plus z. X plus y plus z. So this is equal to del x of this money, it is minus of 3 by x plus y plus z whole square minus of del y of this money, it is also 3 by x plus y plus z this whole square. Del z of this money, this is also minus of 3 by x plus y plus z this whole square. So finally we are getting minus 3 divided by x plus y plus z, the sorry, minus 9 divided by x plus y plus z whole square. Next level. Heading down. Homogeneous function. What do you mean by homogeneous function? Left. A function f of x comma y is said to be homogeneous function of degree n if f of
So,
tx, हाँ बोलो,
so can you please repeat the whole thing again?
a function f of x comma y is said to be homogeneous function of degree n if f of tx comma ty is equal to t to the power n f of x comma y. This is, or another testing is this, or f of x comma y is equal to x to the power n into some function of y by x, then also we can say that it is homogeneous function of degree n. For example, suppose this f of x comma y is equal to, suppose, x cube plus x square y plus y cube. It is, अच्छा, this divided by, suppose, अच्छा, then simplify करो. Suppose, take this example, x cube plus y cube divided by x minus y. So if I use in maximum cases, I shall use this. I can take x cube common from numerator. So it is 1 plus y by x whole cube divided by, take x common from denominator, it is 1 minus y by x. So we are getting it is x to the power 2 this into 1 plus y by x whole cube this divided by 1 minus y by x. So it is x square, and this is some function of y by x. So we can say that fxy is, write it. So fxy is homogeneous function of degree 2. Homogeneous function of degree 2. So it is homogeneous function of degree 2. देखो, heading the Euler's theorem. Heading the Euler's theorem. E EULER, Euler's theorem. Euler's theorem. Statement লেখো, if u is equal to f of x comma y be a homogeneous function of x and y is homogeneous function of x and y of degree n having continuous partial derivatives then x into del u del x plus y into del u by del y is equal to n into u. So if u is a homogeneous function of degree n, then we can write x into del u del x plus y into del u del y is equal to n into u. This proof is important. Proof লেখো, proof. লেখো, since u is homogeneous function of x and y, therefore u is equal to, we can write u is equal to, আচ্ছা, homogeneous function of x and y of degree n লেখো, of degree n, therefore we can write u is equal to x to the power n, who is now joining, x to the power n into some function of y by x so u is equal to x to the power n into some function of y by x. Now del u del x calculate করো, মানে derivative with respect to x. Here u into v derivative, its derivative n x to the power n minus 1 into phi y by x plus x to the power n derivative of phi y dashed x মানে it is phi dashed y by x into derivative of y by x will be minus of y by x square, I need x into del u del x, so therefore x into del u del x is equal to, it is n into x to the power n into phi y by x minus, if we multiply by x, it is x to the power n minus 1 into y into phi dashed y by x, next is del u by del y calculate করো. So x to the power n is constant, phi y by x its derivative is phi dashed y by x into derivative of y by x is 1 by x, derivative of y by x is this, then y into del u del y is equal to it is y into x to the power n minus 1 into phi dashed y by x. So if we add them, what are you getting? So therefore x into del u del x plus y into del u del y is equal to, if we add them, it is n into x to the power n into phi y by x. This x to the power n into phi y by x money it is u. So we are getting x into del u del x plus y del u del y is equal to n into u. We shall use this result. It is very important result, Euler's theorem. Now it has some corollary. Aileko. Now right question. This is question and as well as it is very important result. Right question. Lekho. If u be homogeneous function of x and y of degree n having continuous partial derivatives then prove that this thing x square into del 2 u del x2 plus twice xy del 2 u del x del y plus y square del 2 u del y2 is equal to n into n minus 1 into u. So x square into del 2 u del x2 plus twice xy into del 2 this thing del 2 u del x del y plus y square into del 2 u del 2 u del y2 is equal to n into n minus 1 into u. Its alternative expression is this, or we can write it in this way. This is actually left hand side can be written as x into del del x plus y del del y, this whole square is equal to n into n minus 1 into u. N into n minus 1 into u. We shall show this. Solution lekho. Since u is homogeneous function of x and y, of degree n, therefore by Euler's theorem we have this thing x into del u del x plus y into del u del y is equal to n into u. I need del 2u del x2, so I shall differentiate with respect to x. Lekho, differentiating both side. Acha, this is number 1 lekho. Differentiating both sides of 1 with respect to u, we get with respect to x, with respect to x we get derivative করো with respect to x, then we get del to u, acha, first x into this is del to u del x2 plus del u del x plus y into its derivative is del u del y and then again derivative with respect to x, so it is del to u del x del y is equal to n into del u del x. Since I need x square here, x square into del to u del x2, so I shall multiply this by x square, write it. Multiplying by x we get, multiplying by x we get, what are you getting? Multiplying by x we get, this will become x square, x into del u del x, xy into del 2u del x del y, n into x, this into del u del x. This is number 2. This is number 2. Similarly, লেখো similarly differentiating with respect to y, similarly differentiating with respect to y and then multiplying by y and then multiplying by y we will get almost similar results. We get this thing y square, just in place of x I shall put y and in place of y put x, so it is del to u del y2 plus y into del u del y plus y into x del to u del y del x is equal to n into y del u del y. And this is number 3. This is number 3. This is number 3. এই লেখো, এই দুটোকে অ্যাড করো, তো অ্যাড করো, জাস্ট অ্যাড দেম বাবু, অ্যাড করো, জাস্ট আই এম কামিং, অ্যাড করো তো। কোথায় আছে? না না এসি চালাস না, এখন ঘেমে এসছিস, একদম এসি চালাস না। হ্যাঁ একটু বস, ফ্যানটা চালিয়ে বস, তারপরে এসি চালাবি। I done, Babu? Have you done it? So if we add them, লেখো, adding 2 and 3 we get, if we add them, what are you getting? It is x square into del 2u del x2 plus I have taken this term and then I take these two terms. Here actually we shall assume that del 2u del x del y and del 2u del y del x same, so this will become twice xy into del 2u del x del y plus this second order derivative y square into del 2u del y2 plus now take these two terms, so it is x into del u del x plus y into del u del y is equal to, right hand side is this n common, it is x into del u del x plus y into del u del y. I shall use here Euler's result. We have already done. দেখো, so এই next line লেখো, this x into del u del x plus y into del u del y, this is equal to actually n into u, and similarly right hand side will become, this is n square u, it is n square u. Using 1 we are getting this, using 1, therefore finally we are getting, take this in right side, we are getting x square into del 2u del x2 plus twice xy into del 2u del x del y plus y square into del 2u del y2 is equal to n into n minus 1 into u, n into n minus 1 into u. Any problem, Babu? Any problem?
No, sir.
No, very good. Have you done this in your college? Have you done? ঠিক আছে, দেখো, so we shall use this result now.
So, I did not copy the last state, the last line. I did not
Last
copy
line
the
লেখো না, just last line to just taking common. This is very simple. Please do yourself one step at least. Just take common, take the term in right side and take common. Do it yourself. Last step is last line to just there is no calculation. Last line. I লেখো, if u is equal to, question is this, if u is equal to, if u is equal to tan inverse of, u is equal to tan inverse of x cube plus y cube divided by x minus y, then so that number 1 x into del u del x plus y into del u by del y is equal to sine 2u, x into del u del x plus y into del u del y is equal to sine 2u, sorry. And number 2, second is this, it is x square into del 2u del x2 plus twice xy into del 2u del x del y plus y square del 2u del y2 is equal to 1 minus 4 sine square u, this into sine 2u. We shall prove it. দেখো, here u is not homogeneous. Look at the board first. দেখো, u is function of xy, if I put in place of x tx and ty in place of y, here we are getting actually tan inverse of t cube x cube plus t cube y cube divided by tx minus ty. So we are getting here tan inverse of t square, it is x cube plus y cube by x minus y. We cannot take common t square outside tan inverse. So that is why it is not possible to write this in this form, t square into function of xy. So that means tan inverse of x cube plus y cube divided by x minus y is not homogeneous. So that is why I shall consider tan u function. So let us start solution here. Solution লেখো। tan u is equal to x cube plus y cube divided by x minus y. I shall take this is f of x comma y. Say লেখো this is equal to f of x comma y. Say now f of tx comma ty f of tx comma ty, this will become t cube x cube plus t cube y cube by tx minus ty. So this will give you t square into function of xy. লেখো therefore f x comma y, therefore f of x comma y, that is tan u, is homogeneous function of degree 2. Tan u is homogeneous function of degree 2. Therefore by Euler's theorem we have x into f is homogeneous function, so it is del f del x plus y into del f del y. This is equal to 2 into f. 2 into f. We shall put value of f here. So we are getting x into del x of f মানে tan u plus y into del y of it is tan u. This is equal to 2 tan u. So this implies x into a del x of tan u, derivative of tan u মানে it is sec square u into del u del x plus y into it is sec square u into del u del y is equal to 2 tan u. Take sec square u common and divide here. So x into del u del x plus y into del u by del y is equal to 2 tan u divided by sec square u মানে it is actually cos square u. If I write it sin by cos, then this is 2 into sin u into cos u, that is it is sin 2u. That was the first question. The x into del u del x plus y into del u del y is equal to sine 2u. For second part,
So,
হ্যাঁ বলো।
and the first line, sir, what is written, sir, next to fxy? So it's in
হ্যাঁ
the tan u is equals to x cube plus y cube by x minus y.
হ্যাঁ বলো।
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir. What is written at the end?
Can't hear. বলো, what do you want to know?
So, sir, can you please say that say this line again? So tan u is equals to
Which
actually.
line? Which line?
So,
This
so the tan u
this
one. So,
this
so the
line?
first. So the first line, sir.
Huh?
So I'm saying this first line, sir. Tan u one, sir.
তোমার read the line. Read the line. Which line? বলো.
So
Read
the
the
first
line.
line starting with the red marker pen.
समझ
Yes, sir. Sir.
are you seeing the board?
Yes, sir. I'm seeing the board.
হ্যাঁ তো বলো which line, just can you read this, which line, what you
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, so you're pointing to at the wrong part, sir. And so you have to, so it's in the right, sir.
is
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
হ্যাঁ
This line.
হ্যাঁ তো what is this, এই তো tan u is equal to tan inverse this, so I can write tan u is equal to x cube plus y cube by x minus y.
Yes, sir. And then the fx, then what is
This
it?
is equal to fxy, say I
Sorry,
am
sir.
taking this is equal to fxy within bracket লেখো say, say,
Okay, okay. Sorry, sir.
right? But I am assuming that this function is fx comma y. I লেখো, so we have this thing, so we have already this thing, this is number 1 করো লেখো, now sum number 2 লেখো, we have x into del u del x plus y into del u by del y is equal to sine 2u. This is equal to, we have sine 2u. This is number 1. X into del u del x plus y into del u del y is equal to sine 2u. Look, differentiating both side of 1, partially with respect to x, we get this thing. This is x into del 2u del x2 plus del u by del x plus y into, it is del 2u del x del y is equal to derivative of sine 2u is equal to, this is 2 into cos 2u cos twice u into del u del x into del u del x. Next লেখো, multiplying both side by x, we get, multiplying both side of x we get this thing. It is x square into del 2u del x2, x into this, xy into this, then twice it is cos 2u, this is cos 2u, this into x, cos 2u into x into del u del x. And this is number 2. This is number 2. Next লেখো, differentiating both side of 1 differentiating both side of 1 partially with respect to y and then multiplying by y we get what are you getting? Same thing we will get. We get y square into del 2u del y2 plus y into del u del y. This will give you yx del 2u del y del x is equal to 2 into cos twice u this y into del u del y. This is number 3. Adding 2 and 3 we get what are you getting? So x square into, first write this term, x square into del 2u del x2, then write these two terms here 2 plus twice xy into del 2u del x del y plus y square into this term y square into del 2u del y2 plus now these two terms, it is x into del u del x plus y into del u by del y is equal to, right hand side is 2 cos 2u this is x into del u del x plus y into del u del y within bracket লেখো যে assuming del 2u del x del y is equal to del 2u del y del x, assuming del 2u del x del y is equal to del 2u del y del x. And next simplify karo. So now we shall use Euler's result 1. Here I shall put sine 2u, here I shall put sine 2u and then take in right side. So ultimately we are getting it is x square into del 2u del x2 plus twice xy del 2u del x del y plus y square into del 2u del y2 is equal to, take sine 2u common, then we are getting 2 cos 2u minus 1, just taking this in right side. So this is equal to sine 2u this into 2 into cos 2u has a result, it is 2 cos square u minus 1. So finally we are getting, this is, oh sorry, I need sine square, sorry, I need sine square. So this is result is 1 minus 2 sine square u. So this is sine 2u this into 1 minus 4 into sine square u. That was the question. 1 minus 4 sine square u. So this is the result. This type of sum is important. I shall give you homework. Lekho. Write homework. I write homework. You will do this. Lekho. If V is equal to if V is equal to this is 2 into cos inverse x plus y divided by root x plus root y, then so that x into del v del x plus y into del v del y plus cot v by 2 is equal to 0. Second homework is this. Second homework is this. If
স্যার
u
এটা কি
is
কট লিখেছেন কট ভি
cot
বাই
cot cot cot, this is cot v by 2. If u is equal to sine inverse x minus y by root x plus root y, then so that x into del del x plus y into del del y, this whole square of u is equal to minus of sine u into cos of 2u divided by 4 cos cube u. 4 cos cube u. These two are your homework. Next lekho. We shall do this. Question lekho. If u is equal to this thing, if u is equal to, it is x square plus y square whole to the power n divided by 2n into 2n minus 1 plus x into f y by x plus g of y by x, then so that x into del del x plus y into del del y, this whole square of u is equal to x square plus y square whole to the power n, whole to the power n. X square plus y square, this whole to the power n. এক সেকেন্ড বাবু, এক সেকেন্ড হোল্ড করো তো। হ্যালো, বল। Please, wow, student, please try yourself this thing. Try this sum. Just 1 minute, 2 minute. I am coming. I try to do it. Do it.